I had completely eliminated sugar from my diet.
Yeah, you were
I was
not on
on
a diabetes diet for sure.
exactly. I was eating Brussels sprouts every morning for breakfast, cauliflower, just trying to pack as many vegetables in as I could. And I thought, I can't eat any better than I'm eating.
Hey everyone, this is Dr. Ruscio. I am here today with Damien, who has had some very good results with changing his diet and using probiotics, amongst other things. And he was nice enough to take a moment to discuss his case with us. So Damien, thank you for taking a moment, and I'm excited to share your story.
Of course. Thank you for talking to me, and thank you for all your help.
Definitely. Can you give us kind of the short synopsis on what was going on before you and I first connected?
I think I had reached a point probably somewhere around a year ago where my digestive system had pretty much just completely and utterly collapsed. And I think it was due to a lot of factors, things like, most of my life, as a child, we lived in poverty, so we didn't eat the healthiest food. And then I ended up spending 20 years on death row for a crime that I didn't commit. And just the stress of that combined with the malnutrition, lack of sunlight, and then getting out here and excessive drinking to help deal with post-traumatic stress disorder. All of these things took a horrendous toll. Right. And I reached a point where, to be honest, I thought I was going to die. Like I thought that I had maybe a couple of months left to live at the most because I felt so horrible and I could not maintain my body weight anymore because I had, constant severe diarrhea, dehydration, things like that. It was a pretty severe, and to be honest, just brutal condition that I was in. And I had tried everything else that I could possibly think of to try to fix it myself, reading about it, and nothing worked at all. And then a family member told us about you and the FODMAP work that you were doing. And we thought, let's give it a shot. And I'm very glad that we did.
And you get an A-star for trial, right? You had done gluten-free, you had done vegan, you had done low carb, you had done carnivore. You kind of went from each end of the dietary spectrum, and some flickers of improvement, but nothing that really moved the needle. You tried some enzymes, you tried some fiber supplementation, and that can be frustrating, right? When you try all these things and you're saying, well, I'm willing to put in the effort. I've tried diet XYZ, ABC. I've tried supplement 1, 2, 3, and still feeling like you're not gaining any traction. Can you maybe speak to that? Because I'm sure there are some people listening to or watching this who may identify with that.
Well, it was actually so bad and just so painful, and it seemed like it kept degrading that I reached a point where I was willing to try pretty much whatever. It got so bad at one point that I was able to eat absolutely nothing but steamed white rice for a period of about 3 months. It was even going through stuff like that. It was just absolutely horrendous. You reach a point where you don't even view food as pleasure anymore. You view it as, when all you can eat is rice every day, you're like, oh God, okay, I've got to eat again. And you shovel it down just to keep surviving. But it was an absolutely miserable condition. One thing about the FODMAP diet also that I realized, you were talking about how I tried all of these other treatments, all of these other things to try to help. One thing that really helped a great deal with the FODMAP diet was how it allows you to figure out what it is that's messing you up. Because I was doing stuff like eating as healthy as I possibly could, eating like baked salmon every meal and, lots of vegetables. And it just was not doing anything at all. If anything, it was getting worse. And it was after doing the FODMAP diet that I was able to absolutely identify and pinpoint the foods and the lifestyle stuff and everything else that was causing such damage.
That's the pernicious thing about the FODMAP containing foods is there are almost all foods that are synonymous with healthy eating. Broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, like who would ever have thought that those foods would be bad to eat? And you'll see people like yourself who really care about their health and they're trying, yet they're feeling worse despite trying more. And not in every case, but in many a case, the low FODMAP can be very helpful. And we had used the vegetarian low FODMAP because the vegetarian template was one that you wanted to adhere to. And I think this is also important for people to keep in mind because sometimes you see online like a paleo plus low FODMAP, and you might think, well, does the low FODMAP mean I have to eat meat? No, it's really the carbohydrates that have to be restricted. Sometimes you get a combination of paleo plus low FODMAP. We've dissected them out to vegetarian low FODMAP, standard or unmodified low FODMAP, and also paleo low FODMAP, so as to give people this range of diets. And that was one big step forward for you. And the diarrhea was improving. And there was also some nerve pain, probably partially from the alcohol drinking historically, but that combined with a gut that's leaky and leading to all this diarrhea, it's going to make it really hard for your intestines to glom onto and absorb those B vitamins to help with some of that nerve pain.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, so much of it slips my mind. Once you start improving, like you quickly forget how bad the worst parts of it were. I think it's kind of like whenever they talk about women giving birth, like how horrendous the pain is, and afterwards they forget at least a little bit of it. Right. So I'd even started to kind of forget a little bit, like things like the nerve pain. But you're right, I had reached a point where I almost could not walk anymore. I would have these like really fierce shooting pains like lightning through my feet whenever I would step wrong. Yep. And the first thing I thought was, I wonder if it's diabetes, because you always hear about people, getting pain in their hands and feet with diabetes. Sure. And like I said, I was doing everything I could. The foods you were just talking about, like broccoli and Brussels sprouts and cauliflower, I was eating those things every day. I had completely eliminated sugar from my diet.
Yeah, I was on a diabetes diet for sure.
Exactly. I was eating Brussels sprouts every morning for breakfast, cauliflower, just trying to pack as many vegetables in as I could. And I thought, I can't eat any better than I'm eating. What am I supposed to do? And it just was not working.
Yeah. And that's the paradox for some people who need to reduce their FODMAPs, which is why we really try to champion that. And the AGA recently was quoted, the American Gastroenterology Association, as saying that for IBS, and you didn't quite have IBS, but you had a similar enough presentation, is the most evidence-based or scientifically informed diet for IBS. So that's really important for people to know, because there's still people out there who are, just like you said, having all these vegetables, packing them in, but still not feeling well. So we have a big check for the dietary piece. The other thing that really seemed to gel nicely with that was the probiotics and the gut rebuild nutrients. And there was actually recently a study that looked at one large group of people. Half of them got low FODMAP, the other half got low FODMAP plus probiotics. And you would guess the result of the study was they both improved, but a significantly better outcome was demonstrated in those using both the diet plus the probiotics, which is exactly what we had done with you. So can you speak at all to how the probiotics felt?
Well, it wasn't, a lot of times when you're thinking about this stuff, you think it's going to be a pain, like you're having to take medicine and all this, but it really wasn't at all. It's a few supplements and a glass of water that you drink every day. It's not like it's a huge investment of your time and energy, but the results you see are like 10 times the amount of energy you're putting into it. Sure. I mean, you're doing very little work, just taking something, and you're able to tell with I wouldn't say every single day, but I would say within, the differences that I was noticed in my health improving. It wasn't quite every day, but I would look back over a period of like a week and realize in that week how far I had come, that I had some definite changes in that 1 week. And the probiotics were a huge part of that.
And that's a key thing that you said. I'm so glad that you raised that point, which is many of the therapies in kind of integrative gut care don't function like an Advil for a headache, meaning, right, you take it and then 20 minutes later you feel something. And it is important to look at these things on more of a macro level, a week or a 2-week look back, and then ask, am I better? Yes or no? Not am I perfect? Have I had no ups and downs? But if it's like a stock ticker, we should be looking at this sort of trajectory over a few weeks.
Yes. And that's exactly what it was like. It's like you notice it. It may not be like glaringly apparent that you're healing while you're going through it, but when you look back in hindsight over just very short periods of time, you can tell, oh yeah, I have come a long way.
Yes, and you have, and in a short time, right? And you're a nice case in the sense that a lot of this hit within a month. And maybe we should just acknowledge that that's not the road for everyone. People might experience the same level of improvement you did in 3 months rather than one. But the thing we want to look for is, are we trending in the right direction? And if so, let's ride that wave as far as we can.
Exactly. Exactly. And you can always go back to it. If you start to slip a little bit for a while, you go through one course of it and you start to, all those foods start to creep into your diet again that caused harm in the first place, but it just happens with life. You can go back on the diet from time to time and eliminate, clean it out, and kind of hit the reset button again.
Exactly. Now, in tandem with all this, as if this wasn't good enough, and I was thrilled about all of this response, we had you go through what we call a supplement holiday and reduce the amount of other supplements that you were taking. Because as you can imagine, as someone who is educated and motivated as you are, you had read about a whole number of supplements and you were kind of just using all these things, trying to improve your health. But when I reviewed the supplements, I said, yeah, it just seems like there's just too much stuff going on right now. We probably don't need most of this. Some of these things, I mean, sure, maybe you can make a case for, but are they treating the deepest root cause? Are they intervening as far upstream as possible? Probably not. Let's wean some of these things back. And I believe that was, and correct me if I'm wrong in this, but I believe that was kind of freeing for you, being able to reduce the supplements you were taking, but also feel an improvement at the same time.
It absolutely was freeing because like I said, I'd reached a point where I was trying anything. So we were doing all this research on all of these different supplements. And I was taking, like dozens of supplements a day, just looking for some kind of relief. I mean, everything you can imagine, from like calcium and magnesium and multivitamins and sublingual things and all this sort of stuff. And it gets to the point where you feel almost like you're chained to all these pill bottles.
Yes.
It's like every day the pile you're taking gets a little bigger and a little bigger.
Right.
So I've kind of stuck to that, actually. We still have not gone back to all of those supplements. I'm kind of staying where we are right now. But like with the food, the way the FODMAP diet allows you to pinpoint what foods it is that's causing you distress. Going off of the supplements, what it also kind of allowed me to do was figure out the ones that I actually could tell a difference in and eliminate all of the other ones. Like for me, for example, basically what I'm doing now is like a multivitamin and a fish oil, because fish oil is something that I found like really affected my joints, things like that. So that's pretty much what I'm sticking with, and all the other stuff, not even using anymore.
Yeah. Fantastic. Right. I mean, and that's another huge win for someone, which is not allowing that progressive supplement creep that I think anyone who is really proactive about their health is somewhat amenable to. I want to be healthy. I'm reading about all these things, so I'm going to add this and add that. But at some point we should go through this exercise, and that is just fantastic that you were able to sort all of that out. So yeah,
well, I mean, thank you. It was because of your help.
Yeah. Well, team, definitely a team effort, and you've just done fantastically well. And we still have a few maybe I's to dot and T's to cross. I do want to get us through a FODMAP reintroduction in the near future. We're coming up on that. And you may have done a little bit of tinkering already, but just to kind of set for you and for everyone, the expectation is next we'll look to hit our peak improvements and maintain those for a couple months. That's another benchmark that we look for. Once we've been stable in this new peak level of improvement, we'll first broaden the diet as much as we can. And then on the heels of that, reduce the supplements that I have you on to try to find the minimal effective dose, so that, even with the ones that did work today, we're going to make sure we don't set the expectation that, well, you need those in perpetuity, and try to find that minimal effective dose for the longer term.
Excellent. Very good.
Awesome. Anything else that you want to share with people?
Just that, if you're in the situation that I was, where you feel like you're not getting any relief from anything you're trying, even if you're, going to see a medical practitioner of some sort, and it's like you're not getting any relief out of that, I would highly, highly recommend that you check into this. I mean, it's like when you start the diet, it's like a month of your time. It's not that difficult to do. It's not super restrictive as far as like being hungry all the time. Basically, you're just eating things like pastas and certain kinds of vegetables. Try this. That's all I would say. Do yourself a favor and try this. This has made a world of difference in my life, and I would recommend it to anyone else who is going through some of these things.
Awesome. Well, Damien, great work, my friend. I look forward to chatting with you in the clinic. And
thank you.
Everyone for watching. Thank you so much. And Damien, we'll talk soon.
Very good. Talk to you later.